Performance USA, the greatest entertainers in America, as requested by you, the men in the United States Armed Forces throughout the world. Command Performance, presented this week and every week till it's over there. Fellas, this is Ken Carpenter. You know, Command Performance is made up of requests from you GI guys and gals overseas. And one thing we're sure of, a lot of you have that address, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA, written down in your little black books because we've got a basket full of mail to answer this week. Some of you must have ganged up on us, though. There's a flock of commands that read like this one from Sergeant Hal Cantor. How about Command Performance dropping into some famous address like 79 Wistful Vista or Duffy's Tavern? Kind of old home week on good old CP. Well, okay, fellas, yours to command. And the command car is waiting complete with slide whistle. And, fellas, while we're on our way, let me remind you of something. In these history-making times, great men are ever on the move. Military strategists, government officials, and scientists are searching their respective fields for greater and more effective steps toward victory and peace. And as we approach our own G2 of 79 Wistful Vista, we find this great man also searching. Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Hey, Molly, where's my cigars?
You mean the 3 for a dimers or the cheap ones?
I mean the expensive ones that come wrapped in those aluminum test tubes. The one Mayor LaTrivia gave me when he was running for election back in 1932.
Oh, those. Well, they're right where you put them, in the humidor, in the icebox.
Oh. Well, I'm going to go get them. I better put some root beer on ice, too. Expecting company.
Who?
You know Harlow Wilcox?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know that cousin of his he's always talking about?
Oh, you mean the one in the Army who was at New Guinea?
That's the one. I got Wilcox to promise me the boy'd come over here when he got home, and now he's home.
Oh, that's wonderful. But why are you so anxious to see him, dearie?
Oh, you wouldn't understand, Molly. It's a case of one veteran to another.
Oh, yeah.
I remember how I felt when I came back from the last war. The big war. Done me good to talk to someone who understood the military problems.
McGee, you know about as much about today's military problems as Robert E. Lee knew about dive bombing.
Oh. Is that so? Well, baby, do you know who played one of the big roles in the vital drive for Chateau Thierry? Do you?
Yes.
Who?
General John J. Pershing.
He couldn't do it alone. Who helped him?
Oh, a couple of million men. I don't remember all their names, though.
Well, surely you remember one certain private whose initials were Fibber McGee.
Oh. That's right. You were one of them, weren't you, dear?
You know doggone well. I come pretty near being a hero, too. Why, me and my friend, technician 7th grade, Fred Nittany from Starved Rock, Illinois. Fred and me were out on a reconnaissance patrol.
A what-a-sense patrol?
A reconnaissance patrol. That's like when a fella has a blind date and he looks at pictures of the objective before he takes her out.
Well, what's a blind date got to do with it?
Nothing. I'm talking about reconnaissance. Well, there me and Fred were. But suddenly, through the murky haze of early morn, we spotted an enemy observation balloon.
Oh?
Now, quick's a flash, Fred and I hit the ground, and we inched our way towards the big Hitler.
Hitler?
Yeah, that's what we call any big gas bag. Well, sir, by now we were within Springfield range, so at a given signal, we both blazed away. We caught the crew of the blimp with their plans down. They all had to bail out. The blimp folded up like a 79-cent beast chair, and one by one the crew parachuted down.
Oh?
Old Fred Nittany rounded them up while I kept them covered. We would have won the Congressional Medal of Honor, except for one little technicality.
And what was that?
The men we captured were all on our side.
Heavenly days, McGee. What were they doing in a German blimp?
Well, we didn't realize it at first, but that was ours, too. Later on, when... Oh, that's him now. Come in.
Hello, you're Mr. McGee, aren't you?
Sure am, son. Fibber McGee, and it's a pleasure to shake the hand of a fellow fighting man. You don't know how glad I am to see you back from the combat area of the Pacific. Yes, sir. Come right in. Now, this is my wife, Molly.
How do you do?
How do you do, I'm sure.
See, got some stripes on your arm. How long did it take you to make corporal?
Oh, I'm a master sergeant, Mr. McGee.
Oh, just a kid, huh?
Won't you have a chair, son?
Thanks.
How about a cigar?
Thank you, sir. I have one.
You got two? Thanks. What particular battles were you in?
Well, that's something I can't tell you now.
Oh, you don't have to be modest with me, son. I know how you feel. I was in the last war. The big war. Yes, sir, and it does a fellow good to get these things off his chest. How many Japs did you kill?
Well, quite a few.
A few. Well, I guess that's not so bad, although I myself in the last war personally accounted for...
McGee.
None. But getting back to you, Sarge, they building up them places you took? In the newsreel I seen, you couldn't even see the scenery on account of all the palm trees and stuff. I'm very interested in the building on account of I used to be with the engineers.
Army or railroad?
Army. Why, my outfit built one of the first platoon bridges.
No, you mean pontoon, dearie.
Platoon.
Pontoon. Platoon is a bunch of men.
That's what I said. I and a bunch of men built it. Son, about how many planes would you say we lost over there?
Well, we had a lot of battles, so
Must have been pretty serious.
Well, now, wait a minute, Mr. McGee. Don't go starting any rumors.
Where are you going after your furlough, Sergeant?
Yeah, where are they sending you?
Well, I really don't know, folks. I haven't got my orders yet, and even when I do, I won't be
According to
able
what I hear, you can look for a big sneak attack on Tokyo direct. Everything's going to be coordinated perfect, just like an Errol Flynn picture. What do you think of that?
Well, it's hard to tell, Mr. McGee. I'd like to sit here and discuss the war with you more, but I have to be running along.
So soon?
You're entirely welcome to come back any time you want, Sergeant.
Oh, thanks a lot, Mrs. McGee. Before I leave, Mr. McGee, I've got something I'd like to tell you.
Yeah? Yeah?
Well, in this war, the Army's got a new watchword.
Oh, no. What is it?
Silence means security. Goodbye, Mrs. McGee.
My, what a nice young man.
Oh, boy, is he a clam.
Clam?
Yeah, he won't say where he's been, where he's going, what he's done, or he just won't say anything.
Well, dearie, I think he's modest, or else he has a good reason for not talking.
Modest my clavicle. Why, when I come back from France, I had so much to say about the war, I sat down and wrote 5,000 pages telling all about it from every angle. And I wrote the whole thing in longhand with a quill pen.
Well, what happened to it?
Well, I never did get to finish it. My quill started molting.
Oh, I wonder who that can be.
We'll soon find out. Come in.
Oh, hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Molly. Hello, Snoopy.
Hi, Junior. What's the idea of calling me Snoopy?
I just met my cousin down the street, and he said he was in here talking to you. Or rather, answering you.
He wasn't talking to McGee, Mr. Wilcox. McGee was talking to him.
That cousin of yours is really not very observant, Junior. He don't seem to know where he was, where he's going, what he's done, or who he's seen.
Oh, don't be silly, pal. Of course he knows. No smart soldier talks about where he's been, what he's seen, or anything else the enemy would like to know.
They want everybody to think they're dumbbells?
Better keep quiet and be thought a fool than start talking and prove it. Unquote.
Look, pal, everybody is interested in what the soldier's been doing, but if it's against the rules, a good soldier buttons his lip.
They can talk to a friend off the record, can't they?
Look, in wartime, there's no such thing as off the record.
Oh, sure.
You remember that hunting trip we went on, you and I?
Oh, I remember that very well, Mr. Wilcox. You came back with a bearskin and 12 fish, and McGee came home with jiggers and ivy poisoning.
Yeah, but that's okay. But what's that got to do with the subject?
Well, I was just thinking back. I kept warning you not to leave an open bear trap around the cabin, but you paid no attention. And then you got caught in it yourself. Remember?
Yeah, but what's that got to do?
Well, that should have taught you, pal. There are times when it's best to keep your trap shut. So long, pal.
Well, maybe I was wrong, Molly.
I'm afraid you were, McGee. When you're talking to a soldier, you've got to remember one thing.
What's that?
Just because the enemy is all ears doesn't mean he's a jackass.
Thanks, Fibber, McGee, and Molly, and Harlow Wilcox. I hope we can drop in to 79 Wistful Vista again soon.